assessment today on his aerobic physiology and basically how fit he is at the moment. They're here now. Yeah.
Excuse the mess. In the mug, just we're back in Loughborough, but rather than it being a rehab video based upon being injured, I've been back running for a couple of months and we're here to do physiology testing. So I've done this probably twice a year since I was like 15, and we come up and I am doing a Sub Max test on the treadmill today. So it's 3-minute intervals, getting quicker by 1 kilometre per hour every 3 minutes. Until, for me, it's probably until my lactate starts to spike a little bit and then I'll step off. Whereas this guy here, he's got a real show that he's going to be putting on.
Yeah,
for us.
nice to be back on the YouTube.
Yeah, so he's got Max Test.
Max Test, so that'll be like, I'll do the Sub Max, what he does, and then you start at like 23 kilometers an hour?
Yeah, I think so.
Or 22?
Yeah.
Anyway, every 30 seconds it just gets faster and faster and faster. So like by half a kilometre, so go 23, 23 and a half, 24, keep going up.
And
see how long
it
it can last.
Yeah, his is a real mental game, so it's going to be how long you can stay on.
Yeah,
hopefully, if it's 100%,
just knowing it's just going to keep getting quicker and quicker.
Yeah, so we want to see him coming off the back of that thing.
100%.
Then he's given everything, and
he's
gone to the well. Yeah, so he's going to max, so as hard as he can go, and then because I'm a little bit further behind in my kind of return back to running than I would be other years, I'm doing Sub Max. So I go to a point where they've collected enough data, and then off I pop. So hopefully I won't be in too bad a way compared to him. But this data, it will give us a comparison to previous years, and it will set us up nicely for when we go away altitude camp in a couple of weeks, so that we kind of find the zones we need to train at to get the right effort. So otherwise it's very easy to get it wrong. And we'll come and revisit this in September to see how much our fitness, aerobic and anaerobic, has changed. 11 o'clock last night.
Yeah, M1 was shut.
Yeah, it's now 9:30. Probably had about 7 hours sleep because next to the chattiest roommate
Mate,
I could ever ask for.
No,
or ever not ask for.
I remember thinking how much you were talking. I was like, is he ever going to shut up?
The conversation just never ended, did it? Never ended.
And then we started laughing.
I woke up to go to the toilet at 7 and he sat up and started speaking. He can't stop himself. But yeah, me and him have probably roomed together. What, a lot of times, haven't we?
Yeah, loads.
A lot of times. It's a bit too comfortable. Which means, I didn't probably go to bed as early as we should have. Just chatting a bit much, but...
Oh well, it's done now.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yeah, the consequences will be seen in an hour's time. The only thing I have in my boot, which from when I was last there and I've forgotten to get rid of, is this. So it's haunted memories, isn't it? Oh. Is he lost? Is he lost or what? Oh! Yes!
Jake's doing a bit of an assessment today on his aerobic physiology. So starting him at a nice easy pace and just seeing how his body responds, and then what we'll do is progressively increase that pace. Utilise some of the kit here and over there just to see how his body's reacting to that pace, how his body's handling the intensity, and basically how fit he is at the moment.
You're on a hike.
Large albatross.
Got an X over nose that big for now, yeah.
Yeah, the weather's supposed to be alright, is it? Not like the Isle of Wight. Was that tough? In the Isle of Wight?
Expired air data. We're collecting his blood lactate and we're monitoring his heart rate. His Jake's oxygen consumption, and then his red line is the carbon dioxide deduction. So each one is almost breath by breath. So you can see his breath coming in at the bottom. So it almost gets up a nice steady state to where his body needs it, and then drops back down in his breath. And then when it starts again, back up again.
Yeah. And then eventually the carbon dioxide out goes above the oxygen, doesn't it?
Yeah,
when you get too high.
Simply, the harder he works, the closer his eyes come together. together.
Yeah.
And then when he's working really hard and his body's hitting some higher intensity, this one will start to transition above that line. So he's putting out more carbon dioxide than he's using his oxygen. That's when that will go above it.
So that big gap's pretty easy. That's easy.
The bigger the gap, the more he's using fat. The smaller the gap, the more he's using carbs.
This is Jake's warm-up playlist, so we're hoping it pumps him up a bit.
The very best of Neil Diamond.
Oh! Yeah! There you go.
Good work, Jake. 30 seconds. Good.
Yeah, mate.
That's good, that's good, man.
Yeah. It's hard.
You're going to walk down outside?
Fair weather.
So actually, that was warm in that set 21. Oh,
Yeah, it's just, do you know what it is? It's not even. The lactate, my legs just feel like achy. I'm not running much.
So that's alright, I mean, the heart and lungs are alright. And I don't think you hit 190.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dig in now. Nice work.
Go on, Zach.
Finish it off, fella. Come on, last bit. Last lap now. Let's give it.
Come on, mate.
3, 2, 1. Going up.
Go on, mate. Go on, go on, go on. Come on, Zach.
Good job, Zach. Dig in. Come on. Up, 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 up.
Go on.
Okay, fella. Hands on.
That's good, mate. You got them up. Like you like the form down there. Mate, I've got 19 of my friends coming. I didn't know I had 19 friends apparently. To Budapest.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's what my incentive
Are you
is.
sure they're coming for you, or are you sure they're not
I
going
said
for
that. I was like,
stag do?
make sure you're coming for holiday, and I'm just like happen to be there at the same time. I will not be very good at explaining it. But we do it before we go up to altitude, and it's pretty much an HB mass test. So, Andy, you explain, because I will not do it
So
justice.
What we're doing here is basically setting Jake up to assess his red blood cells. This is a bit of a different test to what we did there. So because Jake's going to altitude, one of the things that we keep track on is basically if his red cells or his hemoglobin has gone up. So we're doing a test to assess directly where his hemoglobin is at the moment, and then when he comes back from altitude, we can look at that transition and see what might have changed over the course of his camp. The way we do that is in here is some carbon monoxide. So we'll give Jake some carbon monoxide because if his body, or your body carries around the oxygen bound to your hemoglobin, if your hemoglobin likes oxygen, it absolutely loves this stuff. So it binds to it much more tightly. So what we'll get is when we feed it into Jake's body, what his body absorbs from this, we know what his baseline levels are. We then know where all of the different factors are of where this has been absorbed, and then we can piece together from that how many red cells Jake's got in his body. So we get an idea where he is now, when he comes back, so how it might have changed being away. Most of it out, last bit through there. Right the way down. Go, 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 go. Good job.
It'd be nice if I fainted on camera. That'd be-
Nice clean lungs.
yeah.
Holding around that bit, get a nice bit, keep it flat because I'm
Yeah.
going to put that in. Big deep breath in,
Yeah.
most of your breath out, mouth round the edge,
Yeah.
blow right the way down to the bottom. When
Yeah.
you're there, pop your finger up, hold your breath for a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
I'll turn the valves, take a big deep breath in, hold it for 10,
Yeah.
and then just keep breathing in and out.
Yeah.
So if you hold that for a second, take your time. Mouth onto the end. All the way down to the bottom. When you're down there, pop your finger up and just hold your breath for a couple of seconds. Right the way. Good job. Big deep breath in. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Deep breath out. Good man. Nice, relaxed breathing. Stop. Alright, job done.
Oh god. It always feels like you're gonna run out of oxygen, doesn't it? But
It is. It's,
stay brave.
it's more trying to piece it.
passed out doing that?
No, it becomes harder the bigger you are, the bigger your lungs, the harder that is.
Interrupting the vlog, just a minute.
Yeah, there you go. Guess the
Yeah.
hearing.
What's
It
this?
is.
You doing the HBO Max? Is
Yeah,
it?
but we've been on there, mate. Zach put on a show for us.
Oh no,
Oh, really?
no, no,
Yeah.
no, no.
I know, I'd do like a
VO2 Max. Nah, he put on a show. Nah.
8 points with the calipers, pinching and count, measuring how much skin we got there and there, and it's mainly to make sure that our body fat isn't too low, because for us it's like we lose it throughout the summer, especially when we go up to altitude like we're about to, and the lower the body weight, the more likely you probably are for us to get injured and ill, just because you're on the edge. So it's important to make sure that I'm not too low on my summer skin folds, which I don't think that's going to be the case at the moment.
How can you get a better skin fold? Just lose weight? Would it take into account water weight?
Again,
Would skin folds take into account like water weight and stuff?
not really. It measures basically the fat underneath your skin.
And then you get a sum, don't you, of all of them, right?
Yeah. So we measure 8 sides, 7 sides as well.
It's gone soon. Yeah, so this is body comp we're doing. So we do sum of 8 points of skin fold, and for me, like probably my biggest thing is that I lose weight pretty easy. So my thing is like keeping on weight. So we're doing this today just to make sure, probably before we go out, I'm not too skinny. Which, judging by my scales figure, I don't think I am too. But this will tell us, because we'll come back from Flag a month up there, having lost probably a bit. So I've had all the results back from my day of testing. They're probably more encouraging than I thought they were going to be. So I didn't really know what to expect, having not ran. I think I missed probably, in total like 2 months of running, and I've been back probably running 2 months. So for the test, it's like pure aerobic to see how I was getting on. And the good news is I'm probably the same place I was about this time last year, which means that the cross training has definitely saved me. And now I'm just going to come out to Flagstaff and try and build the run into my legs and the speed into my legs to get ready to race. So it's tough to kind of compare to other years, because it's literally just a snapshot at one point. So the main thing is, it's like that's exactly where I was fitness wise at that point in the year, and now in a month's time it'll be different, a month after that it'll be different. So it's literally just a snapshot, and then my HB mass results are what you'd expect before going to altitude. So generally we'll come back and the HB mass volume, so the hemoglobin volume, will have increased, like your blood amount or whatever, your like plasma will have changed. So that's to kind of see what's going to happen to that when I come back from altitude. And then the final one was my skin folds were probably higher than they have been, just because I think the lack of running is maybe made me a little bit heavier, and I've kind of put a bit more muscle on in other places like upper body. But again, that's a good thing at the moment. It's like if I was too light or my skin folds were too low, I've got months until I have to be at kind of race weight and at my leanest. So I'm glad that that has probably got somewhere to go with it, because it's important to not get injured, ill, or like generally just lacking energy because you are too low on the skin folds at this point. So all encouraging, and yeah, now it's just time to get ready to race. So it's just a chance to build on that aerobic fitness that I seem to have developed over the last few months and try and get race sharp. So yeah, not a bad day.